Now, meanwhile, there has been a constant theme to the 2022 World Series. If you watched the first two games over the weekend, Friday and Saturday, you saw this, that the Major League Baseball media, the establishment media, have done everything in their power to sidestep the Komodo dragon in the room. That Komodo dragon is that the Astros are a despicable, cheating franchise, and it's embarrassing that they're in the World Series. Now, if you have not paid attention, if you have not noticed, I have a couple of examples that I would like to share with the class, and if you would like to share some other examples, feel free. Tom Verducci, a longtime baseball scribe and a television talking head, said that the Astros, by winning the World Series in 2017, which they were credited with, that they were disciplined for sign stealing. He downplayed what happened there. Longtime MLB houseman John Heyman, my opinion, he wrote a bleeding heart column for the New York Post and dared to write the following. He said, quote, "It's been 5 years, I'd say, considering culpability, their current players have taken enough abuse," John Heyman wrote. And then, this is something that I believe is worthy of a lawsuit. He claimed that, quote, "Jose Altuve didn't even partake in the cheating, and he's booed like no one else," close quote. Okay. All right, so let us discuss. The question, and these are just two examples. I can go on and on and give other examples. I chose these two. But why are Major League Baseball's media, the mainstream media, minimizing the cheating of the Astros, this storyline? So I've got pigeons, Capitol Hill, and trifecta. And we will combine all of these things together, and we're going to make the baba ganoush is what we're going to make. We should make a cheesesteak because hopefully the Astros choke on the cheesesteak. All right, so to lead off, the reporters, and there are many of them, they all have one thing in common. They're in the tank for Major League Baseball. The corporate overlords who run baseball, they would like to whitewash the Astros cheating away. It's the company line. They know, the people in charge know, the fact that these guys went unpunished, Altuve and all the rest, makes the corporate structure of Major League Baseball look absolutely incompetent. They are toothless. The guardians of the game, the stewards of baseball, have zero integrity. They always like to talk about integrity, but when it comes to the Astros, they have none. Miserable cheaters went unpunished. Every accomplishment that these players go through, right, from this point, actually from we found out about the cheating scandal forward, every accomplishment we spit a loogie at. Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Yuli Gurriel, the racist, should have been banned for life, if you had a real boss, if you had a real commissioner, and then begged for reinstatement. That's what a real commissioner would have done. Not this guy. Not Chuckles McClown, who's the commissioner of baseball. Even pitchers Lance McCullers Jr. and Justin Verlander, they share culpability. I'll tell you why. They said nothing. They did nothing. The only one that has immunity is the great Mike Fiers, the whistleblower. Because remember, Major League Baseball investigated the Astros, and they could not determine they did anything wrong. They said they investigated, nothing happened. The Astros manager at the time, that scumbag, A.J. Hinch, during the American League Championship Series, while the Astros were cheating, laughed hysterically. He chuckled like, oh, why would it? I mean, this is so silly. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But the reason McCullers and Verlander also deserve to take the wrath of what happened is if you stay silent, it means you support what was happening. And they stayed silent. They didn't say anything. And Verlander, what a phony Verlander is, right? That guy. Because he talked about integrity and all that nonsense with the Tigers and turned out to have none. Also the issue with the domestic violence thing where Verlander was very outspoken about that. But when he had a teammate, he changed his tune quite a bit. But if you are not part of the solution, saying, hey, wait a minute, we're cheating, we shouldn't be doing this, you are part of the problem. So, sorry, not sorry. Now, regardless of that, the media, let's go back to the media. The media elites are, they're undermined by their blind loyalty. They have become sock puppets, and they just repeat whatever they're told, whatever the talking point is. In exchange, they're given a good life. They make a lot of money. They get to travel around, run up their expense account. They have special access for Major League Baseball. Life is good when you are a mouthpiece for big baseball. And downplaying the deplorable 2017 Astros, defending the cheating. And these people are working as messenger pigeons. But the all-time great John Heyman, he took it to the next level to say that Jose Altuve did not even partake. Like, what's your evidence? Because I have plenty of videos on the YouTube of trash cans banging and whistles blowing. And how can we forget the buzzer? Hey, checking for the buzzer. Remember when Altuve became bashful? He was the bashful member of the Seven Dwarfs there when he had the big hit against the Yankees. And don't take my jersey off. Don't take my jersey off because there's a buzzer. There's a buzzer. But not according to John Heyman, who's in the tank for baseball. No. He did not take part in the cheating. All right, furthermore, are the Astros cheating again in the 2022 World Series? Well, it's more probable than not that they never stopped. Why would they? We've been saying this all along. And for the dummies in the back of the room, let me explain this again to you, okay? The entire franchise is compromised. That stank does not go away. There's not enough soap on God's green earth to get that stank away without punishment. And what's my evidence? All right, let's go look at the World Series. Catcher Martin Maldonado probably needs to use a special bat because he sucks. He did use an illegal bat in Game 1 of the World Series. Now, baseball tried to downplay this and say, oh, no. It was not allowed. It was illegal. He used an illegal piece of contraband in the World Series and got away with it. He got away with it. Just a memo saying don't do it. And the worst of all, in Game 2, Framber Valdez, who had the sticky icky all over his hands, it would appear, in Game 2 of the World Series. The video evidence is beyond incriminating, guilty on all charges. Valdez appeared to wipe something off his hand before a perfunctory investigation, half-hearted by the umpire. Now, is it true that this could explain how a second-rate pitcher like Framber Valdez, who had an ERA close to 6 in 2019, had an earned run average of 2.82 this season in Houston? The leaders in the clubhouse are dirty. They're dirty dogs. And remember, this goes all the way to Capitol Hill because the senator, Ben Sasse from Nebraska, he said a couple years ago, they were going over the Supreme Court confirmation, and he said on Capitol Hill, he said, the Astros are miserable cheaters.
I'd like to talk about the Houston Astros, who are miserable cheaters.
That's a senator from the great state of Nebraska right there. He said all baseball fans know what's going on. Now, I did get an email the other day from someone who was very upset in the greater Houston metropolitan area. And he pointed out that the Astros are not cheating right now because they're, and I'm paraphrasing this, but the gist of his email was that Dusty Baker would never allow that under his watch, and he's the manager now, and Dusty's all about integrity. And my response to that is, boy, this guy doesn't know anything in the world. This person emailed me. I find it comical, right? Dusty Baker, and maybe I'm wrong on this, and you can correct me, but I believe he was managing the San Francisco Giants, chewing on toothpicks while Barry Bonds was enjoying the clear and the cream, hitting the ball 700 miles, right, using topical steroids and designer liquid steroids. Did Dusty have any issue with that? Did he look the other way, or did he say, wait a minute, I think one of my guys is cheating here?
Emilio Santiago also.
Yeah. Oh, but they were more. Listen, the Giants were very dirty. But Dusty Baker, the bastion of integrity, who, according to one of our listeners, who sent me an email, said, well, there's no way Dusty will allow the Astros to cheat while he's managing the team. So again, was he not in San Francisco while the Giants were cheating? I mean, maybe he wasn't. Maybe there was an imposter. Maybe that was an impersonator, a doppelganger. Ridiculous. All right, parting shot. Let's get down to business. So we had a rain out in Game 2 of the World Series. Game 3, rather, rained out, so they'll make it up tonight. Game 3 shifted to tonight. Did the rain out help the Phillies or the cheating Astros? Astros more. So the arrow on this one is pointing towards the fighting Phils. Okay, and I'll give you the trifecta here for Philadelphia. I'm going to tell you why advantage Philadelphia. This is an act of God. God even wants the Phillies to win. So that they get to avoid throwing Noah Syndergaard on the mound in Game 3 of the World Series. Instead, they go to Ranger Suarez. He has been a nasty left-hander, has an ERA of under two this postseason for the Phils. He's lined up also to start a Game 7. So not only you get Ranger Suarez in Game 3, you bump him back, and you can have him for a potential Game 7 if it goes that far. We hope it does, because that'll be more agony for the cheaters in Houston. Now, it also allows the Phillies to bring back the dinged-up Zach Wheeler, in theory, a little extra rest for him as he's feeling the bumps and the bruises. And he's got to be better. I mean, he got absolutely barbecued by the cheaters on Saturday. We had caller Ed from Arlington earlier who pointed out some questionable defense there by the Phillies, Mr. Schwarber there in the outfield. But wait, there's more. So you've got not only the pitching lined up better, you also have on the other side the cheating Astros. They're not 100% decided. They may flip Justin Verlander back to start Game 4 on Wednesday. Now, Verlander's made 8 World Series starts. He's 0-6 with an ERA of over 6. He had a 5-0 lead at home and somehow gave it away in Game 1 of the World Series. And so he's given up 32 runs in 43 innings. Now, Verlander's big claim to fame in the Fall Classic was this year giving the bird to Philadelphia Philly fans getting off the bus. I don't know if you saw that. How could you miss it if you were on social media? It's all over the place. So good luck on that. And that will only endear himself more to the Philadelphia fans. It becomes a kerosene situation. I have never been more excited in recent months and recent years to see a crowd reaction than the Philadelphia fan, the deranged Philadelphia fan, ignited in the World Series. I cannot wait to see what the agitators, the troublemakers how they work their magic in this game. Unfortunately, RP1 Fats from Philly will not be able to make it. The ticket's too expensive. But we stand united with the old-fashioned hecklers. And from the nest, right? From the nest, you got the birds across the way there, that stadium complex where the Eagles play, but the boo birds. Boo! Cannot wait. Cannot wait. And we know these guys on the cheaters, they are soft. They are soft butter, right? They all try to avoid Los Angeles for the All-Star game. They all skipped out on that, those that were invited to the All-Star game. They've tried to run and hide because they know what they did is wrong. They know they weren't punished. And by the way, the statute of limitations does not run out on this. It is a capital crime. It does not run out. As long as a member of the 2017 A-holes is in the big leagues, the wrath of the cheaters will continue.